All right, welcome everybody to the September 25th, 2024 City of Mesa Planning and Zoning Board public hearing, and we'll begin with a roll call. Chair Ayers, myself, I am here. Vice Chair Pitcher.
Here.
Board Member Peterson.
Here.
Board Member Carpenter.
Here.
Board Member Farnsworth.
Here.
And we unfortunately do not have Board Member Montez or Blakeman here with us today, but they are excused. And so as part of the agenda today, we do have a consent agenda, and it'll be all read into the record in one motion, and these items will not be acted on individually. And today, we have Board Member Carpenter reading our consent agenda.
All right, bear with me. The items of the consent agenda, approval of minutes from previous meetings, the PZ 24123 meetings from the September 11th, 2024 Planning and Zoning Board meeting. ZON 24-00157, view at 55th Place within the 5500 block of East Redmont Circle, north side, and within 3600 block of North 55th Place, east side, located north of Thomas Road and east of Higley Road. Site plan review and special use permit. This request will allow for a banquet and conference center. Staff recommendation continue to the October 7th, 2024 Planning and Zoning meeting. Item 4, discuss and make a recommendation to the City Council for the following zoning cases. ZON 24-00724, JX Metals, District 6, within the 10,000 to 10,200 blocks of East Germain Road, north side, and within the 7,300 to 7,600 blocks of South Crisman Road, east side, located east of the Crisman Road and north of Germain Road. Council use permit. This request will allow for metal casting, refining, and extrusion uses in the general industrial district. Staff recommendation approval with conditions. Item 4C, ZON 24-00498, Able Steel Fabricators in District 1, within the 4100 block of East Court Circle, and within the 3300 to 3500 blocks of Norwalk, located north of McDowell Road and west of Greenfield Road. Rezoned from general industrial to light industrial to general industrial with a planned area development overlay and major site plan modification. This request will allow for the expansion of an industrial development. Staff recommendation is approval with conditions. Item 4D, ZON 24-00474, Komatsu Sales and Service Facility within District 6, within the 9900 block of East Pecos Road, and within the 6800 to 7200 blocks of South Crisman Road, located south of Pecos Road and west of Crisman Road, rezoned from light industrial to light industrial with a planned area development overlay. Site plan review. This request will allow for an industrial development. Staff recommendation approval with conditions. Item 5.
Read the companion case.
I'm sorry, which one's that?
Just read that.
Right here?
No, just read the companion case.
Oh, companion case to Komatsu preliminary plat associate with item 5A.
And you're good.
Okay, thank you. And then to item 5A, Komatsu preliminary plat in District 6. Within the 9900 of East Pecos Road and within the 6800 to 7200 blocks of South Crisman Road, located south of Pecos Road and west of Crisman Road. Preliminary plat. Staff recommendation approval with conditions.
Chair, Board, if I may, just for the record, to be clear, item 5A is going to be action by the board, whereas the items under 4 are for recommendation to City Council.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as
I
well.
was just going to ask for that.
Second.
All right, all in favor? And I'll get verbal from Vice Chair Pitcher
Aye.
and Board Member Farnsworth.
Aye.
Okay. And the consent agenda is approved as read. Thank you for reading that for us today. So we'll move into our first presentation, which is item 3A. And there you are, Clausen.
Good afternoon once again, Chair and members of the board. This is case ZON 24-00236, and this is a request for site plan review and a special use permit to allow for a place of worship. The project site is approximately 2.6 acres in size and is located west of Igloo Road on the south side of Broadway Road. The general plan character area designation on the site is neighborhood with a suburban subtype. The goal of the neighborhood character area is to provide safe places for people to live where they can feel secure and enjoy their surrounding community. Neighborhoods may also contain a wide range of housing options with associated non-residential uses, including places of worship. The proposed development is consistent with the intent of the neighborhood character area. The project site is zoned office commercial, and a place of worship is allowed by right in the office commercial zoning district. Here is a photo of the site looking south towards the site from Broadway Road. The site is currently developed with 3 existing buildings. 2 of these buildings are located on the north side of the site adjacent to Broadway Road, and the remaining one is located on the east side of the site. The building on the east side will be demolished to enable the addition of a new building. So the proposed site plan shows the addition of a new 19,268 square foot church building. The building is 1-story with a basement. Access to the project site is provided from East Pecos Road, specifically at the northeast and northwest corners of the project site. The proposal includes a special use permit for a parking reduction. Per Chapter 32 of the Mesa Zoning Ordinance, a total of 101 parking spaces are required, and the proposed site plan shows a total number of 94 spaces proposed. Out of the 94 proposed spaces, 76 of these parking spaces are located on the south side of the building on the project site, and the remaining 18 are located off-site, specifically on the adjacent property to the west of the project site. And this special use permit will be discussed later on in this presentation. Here is the proposed landscape plan, and it shows a variety of trees proposed at the perimeter of the site, as well as the interior parking lot and foundation base of the proposed building. The Design Review Board reviewed the proposed landscape plan and building design at the August 13th work session, and staff is working with the applicant to address comments and recommendations from the board that do not impact the site plan. Here is a rendering of the site, specifically the south rendering that is adjacent to the proposed parking spaces on the south side of the site. And this side of the building will be visible internally and has the main entrance to the building. Here is the rendering of the west portion of the building that will be partially visible from Broadway Road. And here is a bird's eye view of the proposed building. So delving into the special use permit for a parking reduction, in all, per code, a total number of 1 space is required per 75 square feet of the gross area of the building proposed for public assembly. Based on this, a total number of 101 parking spaces are required for the proposed development, and a total number of 94 spaces are proposed. Staff finds that there are special conditions, including but not limited to the nature of the proposed operation, and moreover, the use will adequately be served by the proposed parking, and lastly, the parking demand generated by the project will not exceed the capacity or have any detrimental impact on the supply of on-street parking in the surrounding area. Delving into the special use permit approval criteria outlined in Chapter 70 of the Zoning Ordinance, staff finds that approval of the proposed project will advance the goals and objectives of the general plan. The project site is located in the neighborhood character area of the Mesa Zoning Ordinance, and the proposed use is designed to bring people together, creating or enhancing the sense of place, which is the focus of the neighborhood character area. Moreover, the location, size, design, and operating characteristics of the proposed project are consistent with the purpose of the zoning district where the project site is located. The project site is located in the office commercial district, and then the proposed development meets all the development standards required in the office commercial zoning district. So specifically, the type of use, the size, and then the location are in harmony with these requirements. Also, the proposed project will not be injurious or detrimental to the adjacent or surrounding properties in the area or to the general welfare of the city. And lastly, there are adequate public services, public facilities, and public infrastructure available to serve the proposed project. The applicant completed a citizen participation process by notifying property owners within 1,000 feet of the site, as well as homeowners associations and neighborhoods and registered neighborhoods. Staff received 7 comments in all. Prior to the design review board meeting, staff received a total number of 4. And based on these comments, the basic concern primarily focused on the impact of the proposed development on traffic within the area, as well as the noise levels that will occur on the site, and also light spillage on adjacent residential developments. After the DRB meeting, staff received additional 3 comments, and these comments basically focused on concerns relating to traffic, noise levels, the height of the building, as well as issues pertaining to landscaping that might impact the aesthetics of the site. A neighborhood meeting was organized on September 7th, first of all, to discuss the proposed project with concerned residents, as well as address any concerns or comments they might have regarding the proposed development. In all, there were 7 attendees, and at the meeting, some of the issues or concerns that came up, similar to what has been mentioned earlier, had to do with light spillage on adjacent residential neighborhoods, the noise levels that will occur on the site, the traffic impact within the area, as well as issues pertaining to aesthetics and landscaping design. The applicant provided responses to these comments, and a summary of the comments has been included in the citizen participation report that has been added to your packet. So basically, based on the feedback received from the concerned residents, the applicant has proposed the following measures. First of all, the applicant has proposed the installation of shielded light as well as directional lighting on the site. Moreover, the applicant has proposed including soundproof panels on the walls of the building. And lastly, the applicant has proposed enhancing the landscaping, specifically retaining the existing citrus trees at the rear of the site, specifically on the south side and at the perimeter on the east and west sides adjacent to the residential neighborhoods, and also enhancing the perimeter adjacent to East Broadway Road. Once again, a summary of the responses has been provided in the citizen participation report, which has been included in your packet. Overall, staff finds that the proposed project complies with the 2014 Mesa General Plan. It also complies with Chapter 69 of the Zoning Ordinance for site plan review and meets the approval criteria for special use permit for a parking reduction outlined in Chapters 32 and 70 of the Zoning Ordinance. In view of this, staff recommends approval with conditions, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
All right, thank you, Kwasi. Is there any questions currently? No? Vice Chair Pitcher, board member? Nope, we're good there. All right. Thank you. We'll invite the applicant to come up.
Chair Ayers, the applicant is online, so if Cassidy in the booth could unmute him so he can speak.
Are you online? Maybe.
Ashraf, are you online to speak on this case?
Yes, I'm here. This is Ashraf Shakri, Master Plan Design. I'm here to answer any question regarding this project.
Okay, so you have no specific presentation or anything, correct? You're just here for answering questions?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Well, why don't we go ahead then, and we'll just move into the public comment. As of right now, I do not believe we have anything new, correct? I do have one person that is asked to speak. Is Patricia Winters here?
She is also going to be on the Zoom.
Oh, she's on Zoom as well.
Correct.
Well, let's bring her on up there and we'll start there. Patricia, are you able to hear us okay? Let us know, Patricia, if you're on there. Give it a second.
Patricia, you'll need to unmute yourself.
Patricia, are you able to hear us? Can you,
She is online. Cassidy just said she needs to unmute herself.
Hello.
there we go. Hi, Patricia, if you could go ahead and just state your name and your address for us, and then we'd love to hear from you.
My name is Patricia Winters. I am the owner of 425 South Rosemont. I purchased this home in 2021. I've spent my life savings paying for this home and fixing it up. It's finally completed. I moved from Hawaii and shipped a 40-foot container here. Also, my neighbors were not notified of the church. I was in my yard yesterday morning, and they were very surprised to hear about the church. They are at, let's see, 417, and I do have their last name and their phone number, and they actually are at the driveway before my house. So this is a senior community. This is not a regular neighborhood. None of us would have purchased these homes knowing and spending all that money, knowing that this could happen. I don't mind a regular sized building with a roof line that I just see just a little bit of it. I mean, we've all put up 7-foot walls to cut down on the noise, which you can still hear. And they have resolved the problem of people honking their horns to lock their door on their car and unlocking them. That has been resolved. The lighting has not been resolved. I cannot even sell this house and get my money back for what I've invested in it. So they knew they bought next to a senior housing. If I had known what could happen, I wouldn't have bought this house. And my neighbors feel the same way. And my other neighbors will be putting up their home. So I'm not sure how you resolve this. If they want to put another single-story building without all the domes and stuff that I'm going to see over my wall, I'm good with that. And as far as the landscaping goes, they don't take care of what's there already. It's just more noise with weed whackers and lawnmowers. And so I'm really not happy. If the church wants to purchase my home for what I have into it, I'd be happy to sell it to them, and so would my neighbors. And I guess that's basically all I have to say, except for this is a really big concern that the owners next door to me were not even aware of this, and I'm sure the notices went to the previous owners that are in North Dakota that sold the house. But I'd be happy to give you their last name and their phone number. Yeah, they were shocked.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Winters. We appreciate your input. And that's it for people that we have online, right? Okay. So is there anybody else here that would like to speak on this? I don't see anybody, so I think we're good there. So we'll go ahead and close the public hearing part of this and allow, Mr. Chakri, are you still online and be able to respond to this?
Yes, I'm here. I just want to mention first the current zoning is the office commercial zoning there, and the place of worship is already permitted there. So we're not changing zoning, and we know that this is a senior living, and we respected that. We respected the current zoning, and also the church being permitted as a place of worship in a place. So we haven't changed anything. As far as the light and the noise, this has already been responded to in participation plan, and we answered that. The new building is supposed to enhance all that. The site plan improvement, taking care of all the entire site, landscape, lighting, and so forth. The new building also is connecting the two existing buildings for that reason, to contain all the activity within the place. To make sure there is no need to be outside. Currently, we have the two small building, so a lot of activity have to be outdoor for that reason. So I think that's all been answered there, and I don't have anything else to add.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shocker. We appreciate your input as well.
Thank you.
All right, with that public hearing closed, I'll open it up to the board for any questions or conversation. No? Vice Chair Pitcher or Board Member Farnsworth, anything from you guys at all?
Well, I have a question about the towers that are there. Is that a permitted height in those towers? Is that a variance? Maybe Kwesi could answer that question.
Thank you, Chair. Vice Chair Pitcher. So the zoning ordinance allow for exceptions to height. So basically, the height of the building is 27 feet, but the cupolas and then the dome, as well as the bell tower, are allowed per code. So there is an exception to height limits. But since this is not within an airfield overlay district, it wouldn't require a special use permit. So the zoning ordinance permits that.
Are there bells actually in those towers? In other words, is there a?
Tower, but it's similar to a bell tower, and then it also includes a dome.
But there's
Okay, but there's no bells, is what you're telling me.
All right. Anything for you, Board Member Farnsworth? Okay. Okay. What about you, Troy? Anything? No, all right. Well, I'm open to, if anybody wants to go ahead and make a motion. Or should I? Mm-hmm.
I'll make a motion. Do I say approve and then read it? That's my motion.
Yeah, you, motion to approve.
Okay.
and you'd read it.
I'll make a motion to approve ZON 24-00236, St. Joseph Coptic Orthodox Church in District 2, within,
You don't need to read the location.
located west of Higley Road and south of Broadway Road, site plan review and a special use permit. This request will allow for a place of worship. And approval with conditions.
Conditions, staff approval,
Staff.
staff recommendations, approval with conditions.
Yep.
And is there a second on that motion?
Second.
All right, we'll ask everybody to vote. I'll need a verbal from you, Vice Chair Pitcher,
Yes, aye.
and Board Member, whatever your name is, Chase.
Aye. Oh, it's not mud.
All right, with that, it passes to everyone present here today for item 3A. We appreciate everybody's time. Is there anything from staff?
No additional updates. Thank you, Chair.
Additional updates, all right. Is there a motion to adjourn today's meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Member Pitcher?
Aye.
Member Farnsworth, all right. That is also passes. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your time here today.